All right, there we go. I'm sorry. I am so sorry. I apologize for boomering the fuck out of that. Ah, I forgot to turn on my wavelength. So my poor OBS had nowhere to find me. All right. Hello, George. How are you? Long time no see you in my chat. Welcome. Too loud? Turn down your volume, George. Okay, all right, I will turn up my mic. How's that? Is that better? I have no idea. Yeah? Yeah? All right. There we go. Audio lower than George's talent. Ouch. I happen to think George is incredibly talented. He just does troll too hard, in my opinion. And so, people mistake that for what it is. But he's our favorite Blue Muppet. Yay! Oh, boy. Tonight. Crazy shit going on in the world. People, I'm covering Ethan on purpose. Look at that old picture of Mandy that I found. What do you think? Huh? That is from when she was first promoting Wart the Wizard. Excuse me. That stream was with Antonio Bryce. Back in the day, Mandy used to stream from her bed. Yeah. And then, of course, you got Rackets, who popped up giving really bad advice. Not legal advice, mind you, but really, really bad advice. Shane... Shane said the dumbest shit I have ever heard come out of his mouth on a John Malin stream. Yeah, Morg, way before filters, I think. And before she got her boobs, too. And man, like, Shane has said a lot of stupid ass shit, but this really, really took the cake, and I'm gonna walk you kind of through it. Not too hard, because it's not that important, but, there is some, backstory that goes along with what Shane said, and I'll fill you all in on that in case you weren't around, weren't paying attention, or just weren't hanging out in the slums. Because most people in the slums knew about it, but it got no coverage at all up in the higher echelons of Comicsgate. So I am trying really hard to clear these messages. Clear featured message. All right. So we're going to start tonight with the dumpster fire round. I'm going to make myself a little smaller just so you can see what we got going today. Man, oh man, was there some shit. I don't know what you guys are following on Twitter or in the news, because everybody has their own algorithm. But because of my sock account, Mr. Brady, I get a lot of shit from New York. A lot of stuff about New York City. And I saw that Mom Donnie, this is just so crazy. Mom Donnie has a Twitch channel now. And on the very first stream, it wasn't moderated very well. And this is the mildest thing that I can show you on YouTube. There was more ASCII art going on in that chat than they had mods and Jannies to sweep it up. people throwing dick pics, calling him a retard. No, it has nothing to do with my usual ballywick, but I just, oh, it's the internet, right? So it's just shit that's happening around us. Like Destiny apparently was unbanned and from Twitch, I guess, as soon as Hassan Piker found out he was streaming, and he was only unbanned for a couple of minutes. Hassan's busily texting on his phone, looking really kind of pissy, and then he the next thing you know, Destiny's banned again. The owner's out there talking about how no, he doesn't control, nobody tells him who he can ban and unban. And y'all know it was fucking Hassan bitching to somebody. It was a mistake. Out of the at least 1,000 accounts, Destiny, who's been banned for quite some time, he's the one that accidentally gets unbanned? Really? There's no way. No way. Yeah. Yeah, they seem to have the same track record as far as getting shit done. Oh, sorry. And then I have to remember what order I put these in, but it doesn't really matter. Oh, yeah. Remember a couple weeks ago I was talking about Alterna and Peter Cimetti fighting with the some of the creators that were working with Alterna. And man, it just got drama filled, and it was probably more than a few weeks ago. I haven't been streaming very much. But it was just this big unprofessional mess all over Twitter. And then of course, Peter, being the little drama queen that he is, has to quote tweet himself to tell everybody that there will be changes happening at Alterna Comics. It's a guy that basically fulfills out of his living room. Like, that's Alterna Comics. No offense. Like, I have some Alterna Comics and I enjoyed them. But, this... Anyway, so of course, this is just going to kick up all that extra drama all over again. I don't know why being professional is so hard for people. And Peter used to be pretty freaking professional. But man, when hard times hit, that's when you really see what people are like, right? Yeah, I really don't think there are, Snug, at all. Sorry, I'm about to cough, so I'm going to mute myself here real quick while I have some water. The pollen is high. And my throat's been going at me for like a week. Anyway, then, after that is on, man, those guys over at FFS and CG Church and Sin and all them, I don't care for Rev. I think his racing art is shit. I'm sorry. As you well know, because I talked about it a few weeks ago. Like, I don't... I wouldn't hire him, however Sin did. He was doing Sin's comic. And he tweets out that he's selling the original art because he hasn't gotten paid by Sin. The same guys who go after Liam about not paying his artists, right? The same guys not paying his own. And it's not because it was AI shit, not because of the AI slop, but because actually Sin didn't care about that, but he just didn't. And then you get an agreement was reached, posts were pulled. So that previous tweet was taken down because I'm assuming Sin finally got around to fucking paying it. And honestly, in this community, as far as I see it, not paying your artist or your writer or your letterer is kind of a cardinal sin. God, I can't believe it came out that way. Anyway, it is. You just don't. It's bad juju. It's unacceptable. Period. All right. Hi, Phil. How are you? I so loved your books. Everybody, go on over. More. If you could drop the link for me in the chat, that would be great. If you have not bought Man with No Strings from Phil, you need to go do it. It's that good. Number 2 is coming up soon, so keep an eye out on Twitter, a mailing list, something, because I'm gonna buy it. Oh, and speaking of books, Donald DeLay has a new project up on Kickstarter, and it's a book about zombies that he wrote with his daughter. And it looks and sounds freaking adorable. So go back that. Yes, and immortalmass.com. I'm pretty sure that's the website because George is in the chat. Yeah. But Donald has been doing some great art lately. If you're not following him on Twitter, and you should. Anyway, yeah. Yeah, Vicky endorsement. I know that's unusual. I do. So. All right. And now somebody later on tonight will probably be e-fapping fucking Liam. It'll probably be Risey. You know, that seems to be his new job. Right? Right? Now, why am I bringing up Liam? Because Rev was talking about Liam, and I just have to make a few things clear. Okay. So while Rev was on the outs with everybody at FFS, I don't know if he still is. I honestly couldn't give two shits, one way or another, if they've all made up and they're playing nice again. But Rev goes and says, I will say this, Liam isn't as crazy as people want to say. I went through the thread on Kiwi Farms and it fully doxes his family and him. There's a lot that I can't confirm, but what I can, it's bad enough. That doesn't excuse it being, Bats says, but he wants to blame everyone for it, and almost no one would know if he hadn't drawn attention to it. And Rev replies, that doesn't excuse it being on Kiwi Farms and used in other places, which is my point. Like I said, I can only confirm that what is on Kiwi Farms is bad enough. I can't confirm other stuff as I haven't seen the evidence. So he's not completely crazy. Yes. Liam is completely crazy. Thank you, Mark. Much appreciated. Um, lots of people have their doxes on kiwi farms. I have my dox on kiwi farms. I am not running around screaming that people are trying to poison my dog, sending drones into my house in the middle of fucking nowhere, and pretending that I'm going to the cops every week. Now, there's a couple of things. There's some overly intrusive stuff on the Kiwi Farms thread, sure. Most of it concerning Liam's wife, who is now on Liam's streams. Out there, in the public, being asked if she's being abused. Like, if you want to bitch about your shit being out there, don't continue to put your fucking shit out there. My God. This is not rocket science. But Liam having his shit on Kiwi Farms, which he talks about all the time. Do you know how often I mention it? Very rarely. For one, whoever wrote my OP was it's just sad. It is one of the most poorly written OPs on Kiwi Farms, so I am ashamed of that. The rest of it, fuck it. I don't even care what it contains. I give zero shit. Ein and Prime were the ones that put all that shit up on fucking Kiwi Farms about Liam, by the way. Because they're little... I'm not gonna say it on YouTube. I'm trying not to go down the extra road. But they're horrible little garbage people. And Liam then lying about everybody else in this ecosystem isn't excused by that. It just isn't. None of the crazy shit he does or says, none of the crazy way he acts can be excused by a Kiwi Farms thread that I don't even think has been active for about 2 years. I may be wrong. I haven't looked at it in a long ass time. Because I don't care. Nobody cares except Liam. But that's all I have to say about that. Yeah. Now, I had a bit of a tussle on X, and I don't normally cover my tussles, but I think this is sort of illustrative of why people in the community have difficulties. One, they're not super professional when they come up on people. They don't take any kind of, I realize I can be a bitch. I'm a bit of a cunt. And I can be very acerbic and mean on Twitter. I get it. I understand. I am very acerbic in person. I'm nice though. I just let my mean out on Twitter. So, I end up having this little tussle with Joe Sontag. I don't know if y'all know, Joe Sontag's Reaper Destroyer 2. And he put it up for sale on his website. He has a Indiegogo sign-up page, but it looks like Indiegogo is not gonna okay him for this shit. It looks like Indiegogo's saying, nah, bruh. Nah. Right? And I guess it was on... He did a launch stream on his channel. It got like 300 views. He was on Ethan's channel, and of course it was just like all of Ethan's fucking quote launch streams. It's just Ethan's stream about the same shit, same sad drama-filled crap. I know I'm doing drama-filled crap. I got it. And I think they were mostly talking about like Chrissy Mayer and Brittany Venti and the quartering brouhaha, right? And it just means that Ethan does his regular fucking trash cast-esque streams while he promotes you a couple of extra times. That's all it is. He'll talk to you for a bit at first about the fucking Indiegogo or whatever it is, and then, we'll only bring it up on occasion. And he'll and that occasion gets slower and slower and slower as the stream goes on, in case anybody hasn't ever noticed. He ended up making, Joe made, I think, like $1,400 with like somewhere around a dozen, maybe 14 backers that first night on Ethan's. This is on Ethan's. Yeah. And so I wanted to show you what people are seeing when they go to his website. Now this homepage is flashy, it moves, it's got art, right? It's got tits, it's got ass. It doesn't tell you much about the actual books themselves, but it doesn't have to. It's the landing page, right? And where did he have it? Here it is. That's the preview edition. Oh my gosh, did it go away? It couldn't have gone away. Pre-order here. I'm sorry. See? I think that is I feel like that was rotating. But anyway, pre-order here. This is not what it looked like before. Let me pull up. I know I had... where did I put it? I have a picture of it on Twitter. Hold on, let me grab it. So this is a huge improvement over what it was when this site first went up. And I'm not to like bash him, but I want you people, I need you people to understand how this whole like we don't do marketing thing seems to be working out for people in Comicsgate, and this is a huge fucking image. Anyway, what it was literally these dinky itty bitty little thumbnails, like 5, I think, like 5 across. He's got 15 covers on this campaign. It's a lot. So a lot of this stuff has been now this is just a preview edition. I don't know what happened to the actual book or what is going on that website. But it was horrible. Like it was just god awful, selling just covers instead of books. Like when I look at your website, even that, right? It's just blah, white. It's just the same sketch over and over because he doesn't even have the covers yet. Don't launch without your cover art. Don't trust the motherfucker that you're waiting who's gonna finally give you a cover after your launch. Because that never goes well. If anybody remembers that weird little frog book by Sween. Was it Sween's? Yeah. And make sure that you put interior art when you're selling a comic book. 1 page, 2 pages. Like actual interior art. We don't need a bunch of pinups. They don't tell us anything about your book. And we certainly need to see all the covers. And since he did change the website, and I can't find the archive of it that I had, I'm just gonna I'm just gonna fucking move on. Because, guys, I don't know if you've been following. Well, you haven't, but I always tell you about it. The H3H3. Oh.
What, like a Game Pass thing?
Yeah.
Broken girl.
$17.69.
What?
You're gonna buy a Game Pass month, or are you gonna buy
A gift card.
Okay. Why a gift card?
So I can use my balance.
I'm so confused.
Really let down. I don't think you guys realize that the lawsuit is still going.
These fingernails right here, look at this shit. Look at those claws. Back in the day, way back in the day, if you had pale skin, you were probably higher class because you were never outside. Nowadays, it's fingernails because everybody likes to tan. Everybody looks healthier with a tan. Nowadays, it's fingernails like the Manchu guys, right? With the big long fingernails, or Howard Hughes, who couldn't even wipe his own ass. Those fingernails say you don't actually work a job. Sorry, just saying.
It's still going. The
lawsuit's still on.
I don't think you guys realize the lawsuit is not over. And I don't think you realize I've been fighting this lawsuit since what's it called? Since August.
Everybody just doesn't know what the law is. I'd eat as a trademark lawyer. I literally wouldn't. I'd rather boil my skin.
I didn't lose the lawsuit.
She's losing the lawsuit. As we have talked about previously on this channel, Ethan Klein of H3H3 Productions and TED Entertainment have sued Denims, Frogan, and Casey Tron. Casey Tron settled. She is cooperating with Ethan Klein. Denims was the last one I talked about. The subpoena for the records for the Reddit mods was not quashed. And so their lawsuit is going forward. She filed not a motion. It's like a partial judgment. Anyway, she filed that. She's going to lose that. That goes to trial later on this year. Brogan, on the other hand, Brogan was trying to avoid service. Somebody in her household was served legally. It was accepted by the court. And she never responded to the lawsuit. At one point, her attorney got in touch with Ethan Klein. They stipulated to her having received the summons and the complaint. So she was fucked. She was given a certain amount of time, and they agreed to an extension. It was due, I believe, in October. Pretty sure, yeah. So she got extra time to file her initial motion to dismiss, because the first thing everybody files is And so that never happened. And it's been really, really, really quiet until a few days ago when Ethan Klein's attorney filed with the clerk a request for default against Frogan. And I will... Basically, what happened was they have been negotiating this entire time with Frogan. And they, I guess, decided, here, I'll actually read it. On July 14th, Majid was served with a complaint via substituted service. On August 5, counsel for TEI and Majid entered into a joint stipulation to extend the deadline to respond. Majid could not provide any responsive pleadings pursuant to Federal Rules of Civil Procedure 12, with the exception of motions challenging service under Rules 12b-45. The court entered an order granting the stipulation the same day. Now, that just means what I told you. She can't, she already copped to being served. She said, yeah, all right, I'm served. From August 5th until April 20th, TEI and Majid engaged in settlement negotiations. Unfortunately, let me take you guys to the next page. Unfortunately, those negotiations failed. On April 20th, 2026, TEI informed Majid's counsel that TEI intended to proceed with litigation and provided Majid 3 weeks to respond to the complaint. Otherwise, TEI would seek default and default judgment. Consequently, her deadline to respond was May 11. And they filed this on the 19th. So they gave her an additional week, and she never responded. She's kind of fucked. Having been through the process of default in a federal court, I can tell you she's kind of fucked. I studied this shit when I filed my motion to vacate the default that was filed against me, because I was actually never served, and I have proof that I was never served. So I never answered my complaint. You have to... There are things you have to prove, that it wasn't malicious, that you didn't know about it, that you didn't know you'd been that you'd been served, you didn't know about the complaint, whatever it was. But her lawyer was working with his lawyer, so all the rules and conditions that she has to meet, and there's 3 of them, and off the top of my head, I'm a little tired and I can't, give you the exact legalese. But you have to have a good fucking excuse for the judge to set aside a default and vacate it and not give you a default judgment. She's also has statutory damages that I think are, I want to say it's $150K, and that's just for the DMCA statutory shit, because she's automatically guilty because she didn't give up a defense. Because I don't know why. Maybe she had no more money for a lawyer, but her lawyer didn't, file with the court that he was no longer her lawyer. So technically, even if she can't pay him, he's still her lawyer. So I don't know. I have no fucking idea. People on X are pissed as fuck because Frogan kept the money, she got, I think, $34,000 for a GoFundMe, somewhere around there. I'm pretty fucking sure that all that money went to the lawyer. People are like, what's left? Are you gonna refund? And it's like, no, I'm pretty fucking sure, based on what I have seen personally, especially federal court attorneys, and how much they charge. And they charge you for every phone call, every phone message, every paperclip, photocopy, fax, email. They charge you for the time, the 5 minutes it takes their paralegal to upload the motion to the court's web shit. Sorry. Like, they charge you for everything. That $34,000 is gone and accounted for. And she's probably gonna have to pay Ethan's attorney fees as well. So yeah, Brogan's fucked. I know judges don't like default judgments, but she's fucked. Speaking of fucked, we're gonna move over into something kind of completely different, a whole different community, but it has rackets in it. And these people, they're... I've covered some communities on this channel briefly and touched toes on a few. This one I don't even want to touch with a 10-foot pole. I'm just going to show you this because this is some stupid ass shit that Racket said. Anyway.
And that reminds me of like what Yannetti was saying at the beginning of this whole stream was like that, you know, he was looking for other media outlets and nobody was covering it. And he, you know, at the end of the day, he just wanted the truth for Karen. And regardless of what it was, you know, and he found Aiden, and that's what prompted everything. That's what started this whole movement. And anyways, it's awesome what you do, and I'm a big fan.
Fuck. All right, everybody, this is TurtleBoy. I know. Who the fuck? There is this entire community on the interwebs dedicated to TurtleBoy. For a while, they pretended that it was all about freeing Karen Reed, who was, quote, falsely accused and being set up for the murder of her boyfriend, who was a cop, by the cops. Like, they were all just flat out like saying that the cops were framing her and breaking the law and shit. Like, they didn't even try to hide this shit, which is why he's currently being sued in civil court. Personally, I think Karen Reed and her boyfriend were both drunk off their asses, fighting, arguing, screaming at each other. And she took off in the SUV and probably clipped him a bit. And he fell down, drunk off his ass in the snow. Did she kill him? Not really. Would he be dead if she hadn't have, you know, kind of clipped him a little with the car? Now that's my opinion. Okay? I'm not balls deep into the Karen Reed fucking lore, but this guy, TurtleBoy, Aiden, whatever, and I'm blanking on his last name, and I don't even care. TurtleBoy, Aiden, is worse than Tug. Imagine, he's worse than fucking Tug. And the reason he's worse than Tug is because he drags all this shit out into real life. At least Tug stays on the internet. These people were outside protesting in their little pink Karen Reed t-shirts during the trial. Not because of Karen Reed. They were all TurtleBoy fans first. He's like that Hales guy. He totally reminds me of What the Hales without the storage locker videos. I'm going to let this go for a little bit, but He has been blogging in the Massachusetts area for quite some time. Started off doing vlogs and shit like that. Yeah, Aiden Kearney. Thank you, Smokey the Con Cat. Yeah, here. And this stream was from a 12-hour fundraising stream that was just TurtleBoy fan after TurtleBoy fan after TurtleBoy fan showing up on the stream. I think they raised somewhere around $100,000 because not only is he being sued in civil court, there is a criminal proceeding happening at the same time. Yeah, I wouldn't go that far. I wouldn't say it, I would, what is it? When you don't actually, I don't know that she actually murdered him, but I think both of their actions helped that along over the course of the night. And these people, not Rackets, because he's new, he's fairly new to the panel, I believe. All of the TurtleBoy fans, and especially the ones there, like, where was I going with this? They would just, they seem kind of harassy, right? And it is so bizarre. I'm gonna go ahead and let the video finish. It tells you a little bit more, but he has this huge fucking audience, and I'll wait till Racket says what he says, because that's mostly what I have to talk about.
Yeah, let's go.
Well, it's going to be awesome when it's you doing it after
better.
you're successful.
He's going to trial, by the way.
I can't fucking wait. Christmas time. You know what I mean? Merry fucking Christmas, acquittal. Dude, I think about taking the stand in my case a lot, and just like, no one can explain why I did the things I did better than I can do it. And it's just like, and cross-examination, like, picture Robert Cosgrove trying to pull a gotcha on me. Like 85-year-old Robert Cosgrove up there, but so Turtle Dove, like,
what's going to be must-see TV.
One of the funnest things to watch. Yeah, one of the funnest things to watch easily is Aiden in cross-examination.
I'm excellent. I'm excellent on
it's fucking hilarious.
He
owns it. Like, he trolls and trolls and trolls, and it's beautiful.
It's incredible.
He trolls on the witness stand, because that's what you should be doing in court. They all think that when he gets to court for these criminal charges, that it's going to be some super fantastic shit. Like, it's just gonna, it gonna be better than Star Wars when I was a kid. It's gonna be the greatest content in the world, because he knows how to handle the lawyer. Well, a few weeks ago, there was a TRO hearing involving TurtleBoy and an ex-girlfriend. I listened to that, and man, did he sound like a total piece of fucking shit. Total piece of fucking shit. I didn't clip any of it for you guys, because it's just courtroom shit, and there's no way to even halfway make that exciting. And he didn't do very well. Like, they all think he did. It's just unbelievable. They're excited to watch him on the stand because he'll troll. Oh, this guy, the guy who said that about trolling, the glare, apparently he's also friends with Nick.
Yeah. Well, this is the thing. You were talking about this in the last hour. You're talking about how, your lawyers probably want you to be quiet, but you got to talk. And I've been talking about this for years now, that social media has completely changed and obliterated this idea that defendants need to be quiet A lot of defendants, the majority of defendants, need to be quiet and shut their mouths or whatever. But defendants who have a platform of hundreds of thousands of people and a reach that goes far beyond that, right? Because you have your subscribers and then your reach can be in the millions really quickly. And it's like not utilizing a million voices to come out and scream against injustice is the dumbest shit I've ever heard.
Yeah.
So why don't we want Aiden out there saying, no, I didn't intimidate these people. They're liars. They set up all kinds of shit against Karen Reed. What I did was go and report it. I broke the story. I brought it to the world, and they're trying to punish me.
Yes.
That's what we need. We need everybody in the fucking street screaming, no, you don't get to take away our journalism so you can cover up your murder. Like, no
doing that is the most American thing you can do.
Carney, the controversial blogger known as TurtleBoy, has once again been indicted for intimidating witnesses in the Karen Reed case. These latest charges stem from an incident outside a pizza shop owned by a key witness in Reed's case. Carney is free on bail and has pleaded not guilty to the charges against him.
You didn't say anything about violence. It was strictly words.
Nothing. Exactly. It's all about words and. Exactly. Like
it's supposed to be.
And it's such a lie that we've been like we're out there, like we're this scary group of people. I mean, look at the people here. It's like we're fucking scary. Thompson with you and Erica and Dina. I mean, we're scary. If we scare you, you're fucking weak.
I mean, I'm a little sensitive.
But this is what I mean was if you thought it was gonna stop with me, you're kidding yourself. Like I was just the guinea pig. I was just the test pig. They're like, okay, can we do it to this guy? Oh, we can do it to him. We can do it to anyone then. We can do it for rubber duckies. We can do it for. We can go around, have a literal rubber ducky patrol going around asking people, "Did you drop a rubber ducky here? Did you?"
It's insane the resources that were put into the rubber ducky thing.
You didn't have the platform I had. Good luck fucking crowdfunding this. You know what I mean? You're on like you're fucked. But then again, the reason that they're coming after me and not other people is because I have a crowd. It's because like that. If I didn't have influence, they wouldn't fucking bother with me, would they?
They're terrified of it. Terrified of a critical voice that's consistent and trustworthy.
I think it's the trustworthy part that really snaps my ass, right? Trustworthy. Oh, that Runkle of the Bailey, Ian Runkle, he's an attorney, he was part of LawTube. Well, I guess he's still part of LawTube. It's just that Rackets isn't anymore. Man, the shit he was getting, like, he was like, oh, shit, I didn't know anything about him. I was just invited to come on the stream. And he's like, I guess I'll have to look into this stuff now. Like, totally trying to distance himself. And, you know, people are like, he just attacks people, yada, yada. TurtleBoy, he just attacks people, like the anti-TurtleBoy crowd. Because just like Comicsgate and Depp Heard, there's pros and against, right? And what is interesting is how quickly the sides switch around, though, over there. How quickly they go from being pro-TurtleBoy to anti-TurtleBoy to pro-TurtleBoy, depending on associations. It's crazy-ass shit, right? But, fuck. So, the anti-TurtleBoy people are going after, are like snapping at Nick. Nick's like, you know, I'm gonna rape your mother. So, of course, none of them know about Nick talking about, you know, the way he talks on Twitter. He gets very combative and purposely says some of the most vulgar shit possible just to get a reaction, and especially now because he needs engagement. He has no engagement, right? So he's engaging with the anti-TurtleBoy crowd so that the TurtleBoy crowd gets him, and he's probably going to gain some more viewers. It's so crass and just unbelievable. And I saw this one chick, this one TurtleBoy, pro TurtleBoy account, who was telling people like that, you know, we don't care about what he's done, that we're just, you know, everybody's just being party poopers, and the word I'm looking for right now is totally escaping me. You know, that we were all just being nannies and shit. about Nick's past and the shit Nick's done. Like, yeah, nothing's. I don't care if he neglected his kids for coke and pussy. He's funny. And he said TurtleBoy should talk, he's pro TurtleBoy. And you're just like, ah, damn. Damn. It's so stupid. All of it. And I want to talk for a second about the size of the platform and what makes what Racket said so incredibly dumb. Because he knows this shit from personal experience, right? Does anybody remember what happened during Kick Vic and during Vic's trial? Like, the judge was getting emails and threats and shit, right? The judge, because of Kick Vic and all the attention that it was getting through platforms like Nick's, vitriolic against the other side, hell, in my case, my poor little itty bitty court case, I had somebody email fucking Poulter's attorney. I don't know who, I know who the user was on Kiwi Farms. I don't know who they are. I figured out the user, but I don't know them. And they contacted Poulter's attorney after they claimed to have served me to say she does, I'm pretty sure she lives in North Carolina. What do you think happened during the Karen Reed lawsuit? How many people do you think were harassed in their homes? How much shit was the court getting? And especially the cops. Going and purposely, going to some guy's business. The Duckies was, he claimed it was a protest. The judge did let him off. It wasn't TurtleBoy, it was some other weirdo. And he was dropping fucking rubber duckies. Because he'd heard during the closing arguments of the first trial, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, like nobody'd ever heard that fucking thing before. So he's dropping off rubber duckies and $100 bills with shit, fake $100 bills with shit messages scrawled all over them. I don't know what they were. I don't know what he was saying on them. But he would leave them at the homes of the cops and witnesses and people associated with the fucking case. Now, you can try, First Amendment, sure. But that's low-key intimidation, too. I saw this Aiden guy. He used to be a teacher. He's not anymore. The not anymore, I don't know if it's connected, but it's mighty coincidental that he'd made inappropriate sexual, not advances, but he was doing crotch chops and shit and being a drunken dickhead at a baseball game at a minor. I just, there's nothing. He bought a house, even knowing he's got all those legal bills. But they still all gave him $100K. Yeah. But the advice from Rekieta, he should know way better. There's a reason they tell you to shut the fuck up. If you want to ruin your case, talk about it. If you want to ruin somebody else's, show up on the courthouse steps and be talking about it on the internet to 100,000 people or however many subs he has. Sure, it brought the case attention, but the case would have gotten attention anyway. One, because it was a retrial. It was, it was interesting because of that. That doesn't happen very often. But he didn't cause the first. Maybe he did have something to do with the mistrial in the first place through his actions. I don't know. But it's such a weird fucking community over there. I do not recommend you go there. And for a little bit of change of pace, we're going to talk about this for a brief moment too. Ethan, quartering, PPP, Worski, that whole mess. I only have one short little video of Ethan and then one short little video of all of them talking about Brittany Venti.
I don't join mobs. I really hate Kino Casino. I think they're scumbags beyond... They are scumbags beyond comprehension, the Kino Casino guys. And I think that like a large portion of the internet is charmed by, by them. They're repeating their slogans and all this stuff. It's, pretty grotesque. But, they've basically been appointed judge, jury, and executioner of the internet now. I think the internet has empowered them.
So, allow me, ladies and gentlemen, to welcome you royally. This is a royal welcome. There you are. Welcome, Sped and Spurg, because you're about to embark upon a journey. You're about to begin something that you can't unbegin. Something that really you can't finish. Ultimately, what will happen is you'll die first, and then that will be your exit.
They already did Plunge Comics. This is Godwinson from the Sector. And you're right, he was charming, Ethan. Very charming. It was a big loss to the internet that he's not really around anymore. But, dude, you invited the Sector into Comicsgate. PPP and Morsky already know who Ethan is, and they shit all the fuck over him. It's beautiful to watch. Yeah. But Ethan invited the Sector here. He's been sucking up to the Sector, and he still doesn't understand it, which I find quite entertaining. Yeah, Godwinson is awesome. Yeah, he was more smarter. Anyway, let me find... Ah, there it is. This was the, Hangs, I guess. I guess Mandy's considered a king, right? This was over on Mandy's channel. I took the clip from Alyssa. It's not very long, but if you're not subbed to Alyssa Clips, you should be.
What changes that? What makes it? Oh, now I don't
intent.
She could talk to me like this. I'd probably just jerk it, man. I'd pull it out. I mean, what the f else am I going to do?
Push
cry? I mean, what the f am I going to do? I mean, it's the only way to get her to stop, right?
Yeah, look at her. She's chimping out.
God, oh no!
What? What did I say? Oh, I don't have freedom of speech? Oh my God.
Know what that means.
I don't have freedom of speech. You don't believe in freedom of speech?
I don't know what a fucking wedding topper is, and furthermore,
you probably never will. You probably never will.
Damn, Shade. Blow.
Dude, it's gonna take a lot to get whatever guy to the altar with her, and I mean that in the nicest way. Like,
she's engaged, by the way.
But there's going to have to be a lot of hiding of personality.
You don't think it's fake?
What, the story?
No, the personality, the attitude. You don't think it's fake?
Oh man, I don't know.
No, but for one reason, she did have a fiance at one time, I think.
Oh.
Well, look, there's some guys in the chat that are willing. Look, T-Mac said he's married. Glass Machine, he's down. There's some guys in the chat that, you know.
Sure. I actually like Brittany. I just I recognize the personality, and it is what it is.
She's
you
smart,
know,
though, yeah.
Like, yeah, that's the other thing. It's like she's really smart and really mean, and that's like a really weird combination.
Yeah, she is just straight up like a cunt to everybody. So
don't you think though, Mandy? She's using some fucking unorthodox cards like. Well, I mean, I have an allergy to corn. That's that bitchy little in I'm a Victim. She just doesn't use the obvious victim cards.
I never heard of
Nah,
anybody being allergic to corn. I'm not saying
sorry.
that's not an allergy, but it's like it seems like if that's true, why do they put corn in everything? Like,
Well, no, here's another one though for you, Shane. Here's the thing: if you're that fucking concerned about it, maybe just don't eat cake. Like, you know
Like,
what I mean?
don't
When you're
take
there,
the
if it did that to me, I'm not going to Red fucking Lobster.
But like, who doesn't know that you're not supposed to eat the top of someone's wedding cake?
Who doesn't know that?
Maybe an orphan.
Oh
You've
my
never said
god!
Oh, you're an orphan. Oh.
Orphan with a corn allergy.
Maybe an orphan. Little orphan brain.
There was one once, Black Hat cinephile. There was one Black CG King, but it was before CG King. But there was a guy that used to be a regular on Ethan's channel. His name was Antonio Bryce. He left after Ethan said something incredibly racist.
Brittany. Oh my God. She has no parents. She's an orphan. Ding, 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 ding. Where's my triangle? She doesn't know not to eat wedding cake. She's an orphan.
How the fuck
Are
am
you
I
an
supposed to
orphan
know?
now?
How the fuck
Are
am
you
I supposed to
still an
know she's
orphan?
an orphan? How the fuck am I supposed to know she's an orphan? She ain't got the little orphan Annie eyes, the little white eyes. I don't see that shit. Don't all orphans have white eyes, no pupils?
She can't stop eating.
I'm gonna stop it just because I don't want to have to listen to them anymore. But the reason they're doing this, the reason they're going after Brittany Venti and sticking up for Jeremy, like Ethan's like literally sticking up for the quartering flagging channels. That hot drunken mess with his possibly FDA non-requirement meeting coffee, who just because Ethan doesn't like the whole, well, I don't really like PPP Morsky, he doesn't, but that's only part of the reason why Ethan, they're always tribal, we all know that. It's Cecil. Cecil's friends with Chrissy Mayer. Cecil's girlfriend is part of that circle. Imagine what would happen to Cecil if Ethan started fighting with the quartering and said Chrissy Mayer was full of shit for lying and shouldn't have lied on the internet. Ouch. Ouch indeed. It would be bad. But it's also, he doesn't really have much else. He's got to fight with PPP and Morsky. And it gives him another chance to fight some more with Gary and Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers. Like, he couldn't side with those guys. Even though they're kind of on the side of the angels in this equation. Anyway. Because I think it looks like Jeremy had his YouTube rep had something to do with the channels, with Worski and the Clips channels going down. Yeah. So, but who knows? That part is speculation. I don't care what they call proof. It didn't prove anything to me. But, speaking of Mandy, do you all know I bought a book? Bought Gemshock. And it was supposed to be here last Saturday. By last Saturday. I got it off of eBay. I didn't get my book. It's the, what is that? The Absolute Batman cover. Yeah. Yep. I had plans for this book. I was going to take it with me to Heroes Con so we could all read it together. Then I was going to take it out on the floor of Heroes Con and show it to people and see what they thought. Yeah, no book yet. She was supposed to do her fulfillment, and then she was going to fulfill the books on eBay. She said this on a stream. I believe it's on an earlier one of mine. She should have been done by now because it's been like 9 months since she's, quote, started fulfilling Gemshock. There's currently an account on Twitter. A few days ago, I got DMs from like 3 different people within minutes of each other. And these are people that aren't part of the same circles on X at all. I mean, we're all part of Comicsgate, but they don't hang out with the same people. And they're like, oh, that's a Mandy sock account. All of them. Its first post about Comicsgate was about Mandy. It calls Mandy Manders. It's either her or her husband. And it is also the same guy who bought her proof copies. He's the only account on all of the interwebs that has ever claimed to have read Gemshock back in August of last year when Mandy sold the proof copies. Today, after I made a fuss on Twitter. So Monday, I started adding Mandy, asking where my book was. Then I added her again. And then Mandy, because Mandy's Mandy, and like, heaven forbid she should contact me in person, decided to send me this chat GPT screed that she wrote. Yeah, she kind of went on for a while. Let me go ahead and I'm gonna pull this up here. Is it? I need to be able to see it on my screen because that just is not big enough. Here, I'll just pull it up on Twitter. Yeah, she decided that she would answer. I believe she called me Kratness. That's all right. I don't mind, because it was Chat GPT. Or Grok. She probably pays for Grok. Yeah, I bet she pays for Grok. And search. I'll even search my name here, because she calls me Vickyverse. She doesn't even call me by my name. No. Maybe she deleted it. No way she deleted it. I just did a search. It was not there. Let's see. Oh my goodness. She's tweeted quite a bit. Anyway, I'll try to read it off of OBS. Let me see if I can I'll just zoom in on this here over here. Can someone please pass this message to Vickyverse? Someone said she was tagging me about something. That eBay account has been suspended for months and gave me no reason as to why it was suspended. If you bought your something, request a refund from them. I can't access anything, including their messaging system. Now, according to eBay, I am supposed to even though she is a suspended seller, they told me to contact her through their messaging system. Just saying. Furthermore, there's no reason to tag me on here. I don't think about you and never see your complaints and cries about me, and this is all the attention I can muster for you. Bitch, you have me blocked. How else am I supposed to get in touch with you? You don't answer emails to the people on your Indiegogo page. You gonna answer mine? You got my docs. You got all of my information from eBay when I bought your book. Don't tell me you didn't get a fucking email. 'Cause doubt would be high. Really high. If you thought you were going to jump the line and get a variant version of Gemshock on eBay before the rest of the IGG backers get theirs, so you can prance around like an ancient know-it-all curmudgeon and make yourself a new video about it, then you're somehow even more cretinous than I had originally thought. Bitch, I'm gonna make a video about it anyway. I don't need the book to make a video. You think that I bought the book about making a video? That's just fucking ridiculous. Were you afraid I was going to review it? Because I would have reviewed it. I would have given it an honest review. Yeah, I'm capable of that, unlike Ethan. I even liked Vaughn's book, and I can't stand that motherfucker. And I still say it's good. I still say Monster MD was good. And I think it's a little fucking weasel. After everything you've done and tried to do to me, you're now the drunk that isn't allowed back in the bar. Bitch, I was never in your bar. You've had me blocked since the moment you showed up on Twitter. We chased you off of there for a while, though, didn't we? And the only reason you'd want to buy something from me is because you've got a new foolproof plan on how to catch me in another gotcha or to poorly reproduce my works to be pirated. I couldn't do that. Honestly. To tell you the God's honest truth, I couldn't do that for the simple fact that somebody would have to pay me a shit ton of money to desecrate a book. I know that sounds really weird, but it is true. Most of my paperbacks, unless I bought them from the used bookstore, don't even look like they've been read. I try my damnedest not to crack a hardcover when I read it. I take the dust jackets off so they don't get ruined. And this bitch thinks I'd slice up a fucking comic? Even the ones I've gotten from Indiegogo, from Comicsgate, that I didn't care for all that much, they're still bagged, boarded, boxed up with everything else. Like, the idea of pirating her book never even crossed my mind. At all. Like, who else would want to fucking read it? Mandy Sims? Anyway. And, she kind of walked into a gotcha, actually, because she's the one that put it on eBay for that date. She's the one that was going to be done fulfilling Gemshock before that date. And then she was going to say, I wasn't the only one that bought one of these books on eBay. There are other people out there who have not gotten this book buying it from eBay. Because I doubt she didn't just send mine. I mean, it's possible. It's possible. But highly, highly unlikely. Because I get to make streams like this. Because I would get to do a stream like this. And then she goes on. Let's see. Anything you buy will just be refunded later on after everyone else's orders have shipped. So she has my fucking money. They paid her my money. How could she refund me after she ships everything? Right. I have no responsibilities or obligations to you as you simply do not exist to me. Yes, you have an obligation to me, Mandy. You owe me a fucking book. The Gemshock Absolute Batman variant cover. That's your obligation to me when you put your book up on a website where I could purchase it. And I did. And I find it interesting that your website went down after, your eBay went down after I bought a book from you. I mean, it is possible that it was taken down because you actually advertised it as a pre-sale. Apparently that's against terms of service. Who knows? I don't know. I am more than welcome to try to get a copy of her comic from someone else or pay a much, much higher price for the original versions on eBay. You know what's really weird? Every single time a book fulfills in Comicsgate, it doesn't take very long for those second and third copies to show up on eBay because a lot of people shoot their wad a little too early instead of holding on to it. Right? You'll see them all the time. Worked really well, actually. Worked out great for Doug to Naples. I mean, people were getting fucking $100 for a $25 book. Sometimes two. But yeah. There aren't any Gem Shock. There are no copies of Gem Shock available on eBay. There were just the ones Mandy had at the Stuntman's comic store. The one I bought. And then, let's see. I gotta make this one smaller so I can see it. I do hope your obsession with me ends eventually, preferably before you run out of time to find happiness in your life. Happiness that doesn't come at the expense of causing harm to others. I have plenty of happiness in my life. My life is extremely fulfilling. This internet shit is not my life. It may be her life. Twitter is something I do on when I go out to have a fucking cigarette, or when I'm too lazy to, and just sit down and do it for 20 minutes. The reason I haven't streamed all week had nothing to do with Twitter. It had to do with Windrose. It was all Windrose's fault that I was not ready to stream on Tuesday night. Sorry. Not sorry. I'm really enjoying the game. But unlike Mandy, this is what you do. This is something Mandy did not do. She showed like 4 proof copies of her books that she sold off. But this is what other people do when they get their books.
All right, looky here. Opening these up. First time. I don't know what it's going to be in what. All right. Exciting. There you go. There's Rod's cover. Will this be my cover? Hopefully. Rod's cover again. I reckon I know what this is. This is a smaller box. Look at that. 15 hand ink washed sketch covers. All right, I checked the labels. My cover is cover B on the box.
Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. And that was a nice little soliloquy there. Anyway, real people show their books. Okay? Damn it. Real people show their books. And I'm going to move on to the next one. And it was Malin, Shane, and Ethan on Malin's stream. There were some other people on the stream, but I don't even remember who they were, and I scrubbed through it real quick because they don't even matter. It's the same people on every stream every fucking night. It's the same people on Malin's streams. It's the same people on Ethan's streams. It's the same people on Shane's streams and Mandy's streams, mostly. Like, you know, you get one extra, like maybe that chuckle fuck, oh, the British dude that always sounds like he has marbles in his mouth. Captain Chokeout. That was his name. Captain Chokeout. Right. So, they, of course, had to start talking about Eric July. Sorry. Let's see. Let's try that again. Oh my god. It doesn't want to play. Oh, yeah, I do need a new producer. What happened to my video? Huh, oh, restart playback as soon as source becomes active. I'm gonna try this one more time. Hold on. There we go. Still nothing. It is not playing my mail. Anyway, we're gonna go on to this one then. We'll try.
Meanwhile, my thing is, why don't you help me now? You know what I mean? I'm at the point now where my son is like 27 years old. He's got he's got a good business going and stuff. And I'm like, you know, come over here and fix my car. You know what I mean? And it's like, he's like, well, how much am I getting paid? Nothing. You're not getting paid anything. I paid for your entire life. It's about time for you to start paying. Your entire life I paid for. I paid for your diploma so that you could have this job. It's about time for you to start paying me back. You know what I mean? Like, that's why you have kids. And the same thing with Comicsgate. Like, well, when are you guys going to do stuff for us? I don't know. When are you going to start doing stuff for me? It's about time.
Not what your country can do for you, but what you can do for your country.
I want to hear somebody go, like, hey, not you, Shane. You're doing great. Thank you. I appreciate you. I want to hear somebody go, Ethan, you're not going to believe this. I negotiated a deal for us with Dark Horse.
Yeah.
I did that. I went out and I got us a deal with Dark Horse Comics. You're involved. You didn't even know, but I didn't want to tell you until I got it finalized and on paper. Hey, isn't this great? I'd be like, I can't believe it. That's amazing. Well, Ethan, for everything that you've done for everyone, I feel like you deserve this deal with Dark Horse. I'd be like, wow, that's great.
The entitlement is surreal, honestly. Yeah. Just surreal. And that's how he treats Comicsgate. Like, he is still really angry that he did not get invited to join in that Dark Horse deal. And I imagine one of the reasons Ethan wasn't invited is because the deal would fall apart because Ethan wouldn't finish his fucking book or whatever his part of the project fucking is. And it sounds just like when he pitched a fit because he deserved to draw Batman and get that Batman right. He deserved it. Or was it Superman? He talked about it on his stream. I'm pretty sure it's Batman. Right. He deserved to because he'd just been there and he was that good, even though he's really not that good. Anyway. Yeah, I'm not even bothering with the Eric July clip because I don't know why it's not playing at all. So I'm going to move on to this. We're moving on to this one. Sorry about that. But coming up is the dumbest thing I have ever heard Shane Davis say in his entire life.
I wish, I don't know. I think we need to start looking into something like this, to be honest. And I think, like,
we're inspired by Eric July.
Yeah, I am. I'm inspired by him. I think it's a good. I
He led
wasn't
the
playing.
way.
Yeah,
But-
he's a trailblazer.
But here's the thing, like for these companies to take interest, it may actually take like a bundle of books, kind of like what the professionals were doing with Dark Horse.
Yeah, what they were doing behind our back with
Yeah,
Dark
yeah.
Horse.
Yeah.
Oh, I love how they like didn't want to bring us on board. You know, it's like, come on, guys.
That's not the first time that's happened.
Really? What else?
Well, the Spencer deal.
Oh yeah, Spencer Books. That wasn't a real deal.
Yeah, but those guys didn't want to bring anybody on board either, and it fucking blew up in their face all the same.
Yeah, that's
Probably
funny.
worse for them. I mean, but
Well,
yeah,
way
no,
worse.
we weren't included in that deal, and it's like felt left out in the cold.
Yeah. I mean, in a way, like I'm happy that there are people who are sitting there trying to make things happen for thetsselves instead of sitting there going, "Why aren't the Kings?" Look at John. Why aren't the Kings doing stuff for us? You know, why, et cetera, et cetera. When are they going to help us?
The Spencer's deal. The Spencer's deal. Yeah. I'm gonna play you a little clip about the Spencer's deal. That they didn't know this is that Shane Davis is upset because he wasn't invited in on the Spencer's deal and thinks that the Spencer's deal just went bad. Like the Dark Horse deal went bad for the professionals because of corporate shuffling. Like, what I did a video about this. I cut it down to just a couple of minutes, and hopefully it fucking plays.
First of all, I started Liberty, the company, in 2015.
Oh, I think I
Right.
Hold on. I did that thing where I forgot to put the sound on monitor and output. It was the last video I loaded, guys. Sorry. Here, let me start this over.
First of all, I started Liberty, the company.
Oh. By the way, the Spencers, the exposure of the Spencers mess gave us Fowley, the hero of the slums. This is where Fowler truly broke out and became the man of the people.
In 2015.
Right.
Through it, when someone would order stuff from my comic publishing company, when I sent it.
Yes, it is the same Spencers where you buy fake vomit.
With Liberty package, just kind of giving myself this experience.
So what is Liberty? Is Liberty a comic book publishing company? Is Liberty a shipping and fulfillment company? What is this Liberty brand?
Distribution.
Distribution.
For independent comics.
All right.
Liberty is owned by Varian Grant, and despite being established in 2015 and Grant sending out his own books under the Liberty banner, the official launch was announced in August of 2020. Varian and his wife Krista also run IndieVolt, which bills itself as a media company whose stated purpose is to support independent artists. The first issue of the books were shipped from the printer to Varian in Michigan in July of 2021. On August 4th, Liberty Distribution's Twitter announced that the books had been sent to Spencer's Distribution Center in New Jersey.
So I was told that originally.
Okay, so just real quick, there were a 7, I believe, 6 or 7. It's been a while. Creators who were approached by Varian to do a deal with Spencer's Gifts. This included doing monthly books. So these were people who already had a catalog of 3 or 4 books that they could print up. And the first month's books were printed out of pocket by the comic artists, right, by the creators. And this deal was supposed to make them like $75K or some outrageous amount of money selling these books in Spencer's Gifts.
You sent the stuff, you were supposed to get payment within 45 days.
Yes.
And then you were told the UPC codes were entered wrong,
Yes.
and that it was going to be another 120 days before you got payment.
Due to the paper shortage, Calderon was unable to find a printer, and the additional 138,500 books were never printed. After some time, Varian told the group that Spencer's wanted to return to the original contract of 2,000 copies per issue because they were unable to procure the additional books. On Black Rose Comics livestream on February 13, 2022, Varian claimed to have used a business-to-business broker called Books to Bucks to find this deal with Spencer's.
One of those companies was referral only.
Okay, look at these two. Listen to the way he talks, and look at these two. And tell me you would choose to do business with them. They're both total junkies. Total fucking junkies. When we covered this, we did a stream about this, and I think we played some Facebook videos that Varian had posted. Total fucking junkie. Like, just weird stuff. It's easy to find. I believe it was on this channel and not a different one. But, yeah. People like voluntarily did business with these people, and it's just amazing. And the first time when we did the stream, we started talking about them being junkies. I guess JDA was e-fapping us. This is what shut it down, right? Because it hadn't broken out past the slums yet, and we did a stream about it, and JDA started e-fapping it, realized it was going to be it really, really looked bad, because we were talking about a big, huge con that happened in CG, and he took issue with us calling them junkies. Vito said we shouldn't pick on smaller channels, and JDA shut the video off.
And they reached out to me, and they said, "Hey, we have a lot of we specialize in books," and they were called B2B Squared, and they said it was business to business, books to books, and they told me they would, be able to help me get these comics everywhere.
Contracts with Liberty Entertainment Distribution were signed by the creators, books were printed, Hodson did the display art, and they did travel to New Jersey. There never was a contract with Spencer's Gifts. Nearly everything Varian told these 7 creators was a lie.
And I talked to Kevin W. Mahoney, Esquire. He's the Senior Vice President and General Counsel at Spencer's Gifts. I explained the due diligence I was performing. He asked me to send him in writing, and he would ascertain for me if the deal ever existed and whether or not Jill Watts, Jill Morris, or Carl Eubanks worked for Spencer's. I spoke to Mr. Mahoney on Friday afternoon, and he confirmed that Spencer's does not do any business with B2B Squared nor Liberty Entertainment Distribution.
Yeah. None of it ever existed. None of it. So, yeah. That was the deal that fell through that Shane was all butthurt he didn't get invited in on. Like, Varian the con artist was going to be inviting the big guy, one of the big guys from Comicsgate, into a Spencer's Gifts deal that didn't even fucking exist. It's just, I couldn't even. You should go watch the whole, my whole video about it. It's pretty good. It's on my Vickyverse channel. I'm not trying to garner views over there, but like I said, it is pretty good. I forget his name. The guy who was the forensic accountant dude thought that Varian had been taken in by this B2B books thing, but it turned out Varian had just made up the whole B2B books thing. The books never moved from a warehouse. I mean, it was just I don't know how he thought he was going to get away with it, because that makes absolutely no fucking sense. None of it made any sense. But I think that's all I've got. Oh, wow. It's 11:40. Yeah, I guess I could subtract a few of the minutes where I, kind of boomered it. But, yeah. There we are. Yeah, Dojo-kun. That was his name. Hey, large father, how are you tonight? Yeah. I don't know when I'll be back. I'll be following shit. I might just start doing up shorts demanding my fucking book from Mandy Summers, but that might be seen as harassment, so I probably won't do that. But she should just send me my fucking book. It was a proof of life, Mandy. Like, it was literally, it would have been for you the thing that would have shut everybody up forever about your book and the way you're doing business and the bullshit that you're pulling and the lies that you're telling and the fact that you say you've sent out like 2,500 or 3,000 books to your 1,400 backers in the last 9 months, and not a single solitary one of them is up on Twitter except for some fucking sock account showing pictures of the proof copies? Bitch, how fucking dumb do you think the rest of us are? Please. Just send me my book. You have my fucking address. You could have handled it like a professional. You could have DM'd me. You could have emailed me. You could have sent me a snail mail. We didn't have to talk. We didn't have to become friends. Just a simple, hey, sorry about the delay in your order, but thank you, thank you for ordering from Stuntman Comics, Mandy Summers. I would have gotten hinky as fuck, maybe not enough information to my liking, but it would have been better off than your chat GPT screed that both tells me you got my money and you don't. Like, whatever. You should have just sent me the book or told me when I was gonna get the book. Because I know nobody's gotten the fucking book except for those proof copies. Anyway, I'm done for tonight. Maybe next week. I don't know. I got another new game. But I'm really enjoying this Winrose, so who knows? It's kind of a time suck. Everybody have a great night. I don't have any cute little animals. I got distracted by a cute little child that needed to show me his new marble collection. Yeah. So I ran out of time to hunt one down. Next week, I'll start with one and next on my stream, because it might not be next week, I'll start with one and I'll end with one, just for the fuck of it. So good night, everybody. Have a lovely evening. I hope everybody's books fund. Thank you. Good night.